Africa. We are so much fascinated to have the team, the brains, and the Zimbabwean organizers behind the scenes. Gentlemen, thank you for your time. Say Nigel. Munyachira. Help me. Yes, nice. Say your name.
No.
I'm on camera for Irene Chikombo. Taps Murov. Gentlemen, thanks so much for your time. I think we just said a quick one from right to left going this way, just a bit about yourself, maybe 30 seconds, a minute, who you are, what you're doing, and probably what in relevance with the Hypercube and the technological sector that we have here. Okay. Just a bit, yeah. We'll start from you, Chaps.
So my name is Taps Murov. I'm the operations manager over here at Hypercube. And I mean, we're just getting started over here. We had our community launch last week. We had Super Hyper on Thursday where we invited entrepreneurs to come in. And what I'm here for, what all really here for, is to build a tech ecosystem in Zimbabwe. So we're excited about the future. This event was fantastic. We loved having all the people here.
Great.
And so yeah, we'll see what the future holds.
Irene?
Hi, I'm Irene. I'm the community manager of the hub. I think the name says it itself, community. So I am responsible for bringing the various people in the community together, developers, designers, people outside the tech community as well, and connecting the two to contribute to development.
All right. Rinesh?
Hello, I'm Rinesh Desai. I'm a technology executive. I've been working in the tech sector in Zimbabwe for about 15 years. Myself and my business partner, colleague here, Munya Chiura, we run a technology franchise called Computer Troubleshooters. We bring on board technical skills, business skills to the board here. We're looking to grow the tech sector. We're looking to provide incubation, mentorship to the young techies who'll be joining us. We wish the Startup Bus participants the best of luck, and we hope they'll travel safe, and we hope they'll come back with some valid input for Hypercube.
All right. Munya?
Yes, my name is Munya Chiura. I'm a jack of all trades, but most importantly, I love what we're doing here in Zimbabwe with tech. I believe tech is the future. Africa has so much to offer. Zimbabwe has a lot to offer in the tech space. And to be part of Hypercube is just a dream come true. I spent quite a bit of time abroad before I came back to Zimbabwe, and I'd always dreamed about having a space like this, and to be part of this and have a great group of people who put this together has just been a dream come true. So this is the beginning, and watch out for us.
Right. Say nice.
Yeah, hi. My name is Nigel Mugamu. I'm one of the board members here at Hypercube. I love tech. I'm not an IT person per se, but finding tech helps me with the work that I do. I love dialogue. I think I love bringing the idea of bringing people together. Collaboration, something that we need to encourage more of. I see that, and I believe that Hypercube can do that. I also think that the work that we're doing to engage non-techies, for example, with the techies, putting them in the same room. I believe that we need to build and encourage a healthy ecosystem. Ecosystem is a key word for me, especially when it comes to tech and Hypercube as a whole. I'm very grateful for the startup bus, and especially for starting here in Harare. So that's a big plus.
Right.
And I just wish them all the best.
Great. I think the next question that our viewers they really have is, so who are you? Not in individuals as you said, but they're saying, who are you as in Hypercube Hub? How did you start Hypercube Hub? And what really made you start Hypercube Hub? If I'm asking too many questions, you may pick one. What is really behind Hypercube Hub, and why you, and when? I'll just start from there. Don't answer all the questions. Let's just share them fairly. You just do a quick round there.
I think Hypercube Hub started from the recognition that Zimbabwe needs a tech hub. The energy that exists and the need that exists within the young people really hadn't been met. So I think as a team we really came together and started asking ourselves, what would that look like? What what kind of space can we create where people who are interested in tech, love tech, want to be involved in tech, can actually come and start participating. So right now what we are is, we are a place where people can meet. We are a confluence, if you will, right, in the tech area. We want to partner with people to build the tech ecosystem in Zimbabwe, to create opportunities for young people who have ideas, to actually allow them to bring those opportunities to fruition, right, to make their ideas real. So that's what we're doing right now. We're just trying to listen as much as we can, dialogue aspect, learn as much as we can in terms of what people need, and then provide that.
I've personally spoke to you for a long time. You're the kind of a guy who will never stop. Irene? So I'll make sure that I'll moderate you. Irene, don't make him answer all the questions. You are the community manager.
Yeah, I think for me, what the vision I have for Hypercube is that technology is something that creates opportunities in many aspects of our lives, business, social. So we also notice that there's a gap for women to be incorporated into those opportunities in technology. So as a woman myself, we're trying to encourage and create a space for women to also be part of this revolution that's happening. I mean, there's a lot of great things. So that's the vision that I have, to incorporate more women into the STEM subjects, as they call them, into the opportunities, into the exposure that comes with technology.
Okay, push a bit, Rinesh there.
Okay, why Hypercube? We decided that there was a need. Zimbabwe is the last country in Southern Africa to have a tech hub. It is long overdue. Being the last country also means, and the fact that it hasn't been done to this level in Zimbabwe before, means we can start with a clean slate. It means we can write our own rules. And that's what we plan on doing. We're trying to attack it from all angles. I'm sure you've already been given the narrative of the 4 dimensions of technology that we are trying to drive forward.
Maybe for the benefit of our viewers, we can just quickly do those and then we just move to Munya.
Why Hypercube? A hypercube is a cube that's been projected into 4 or more dimensions. And we talk about the 4 dimensions being co-working, co-learning, co-innovating, and community.
Great, thanks.
The community is the biggest part of it. And I'm sure you've seen evidence of the community we have behind us today.
Great. Munya?
Yeah, another C that we can talk about is collaboration. What's really disturbing about the situation we have in Zimbabwe is that there's not a place where people can actually come together and work in a collaborative environment. We have people, what I call the tomato syndrome. Everybody is doing tomatoes and they're right next door to each other, which is not a creative space. And if we can create a collaborative environment where people are working together across different social, economic, scale and environments, then we will be a better country. And I think that's what we're trying to achieve here at Hypercube.
Okay. So, Naja?
I'll talk about my aunt once again. My aunt obviously lives in the village, but the important thing is there are IT solutions that can help solve and make her life better. The idea of having or playing a role in creating an ecosystem where we can create those solutions, those local solutions for a country is very important. I don't necessarily think it's wise to always adopt some German something and bring it to Zim. I believe in Zimbabweans. I think we're not very smart people. I think, as Muni said, the idea of collaborating to solve some of these day-to-day solutions is important. And so that's why I'm excited about being part of this team.
Okay. Maybe this is the last question I'm going to be asking about you before I jump to the next questions. How did you come up? Did you create Hypercube? Were you chosen? Were you selected? How did you come up together like this? Is like the 5 of you, and are you all old? Is someone else missing?
It's 6 of us.
6 of you, exactly. How did you come up, ending up being 6 people running Hypercube? Were you chosen? Were you selected? Did you hook up as friends and then you had an initiative that boom finally came up to be Hypercube? community manager?
No pressure. Okay. I think it's best that someone else starts because there was a beginning before I came in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you know who best to speak
Yeah,
on
it'll
that
be
basis.
best.
Trades.
Yeah.
Initially, we were invited to submit a proposal. The whole process was there was a call for proposals from a team of funding partners, and we saw this as an opportunity. Each one of us has, in some way or form, been interested in establishing a tech hub as individuals. We've all kind of known each other through social media. We may not have known each other personally, but we've all known that there was an interest within ourselves as individuals. The idea of bringing everyone together was natural. It actually just made sense that these personalities would be the team that would write the winning proposal. We believe there were 5 other teams that we competed against. It took our funding partners, I think this would be a good time to give them some exposure. It would be the US government through the embassy here in Harare, Hivos International, and Indigo Trust. It took about 3 weeks for them to make their decision, and they came back to us with some more questions to clarify a few points. We answered them, we did more research, and we submitted a second round of proposals. We wrote a very comprehensive proposal. We each with our own individual knowledge of what a tech hub is and how it would apply to the Zimbabwean context. We're very thorough in our approach to that. Since then, we've had our grant money awarded, and the result is this space. And all I can say is watch the space.
Okay.
It's going to grow.
All right. I think I'll just put up something that I was not thinking about. So this is the tech hub here.
That's correct.
So I think you can just show our viewers the tech hub. The next big space that is going to be actually betting our technology players here in Zimbabwe. I don't know, is anyone going to be adding anything to that? So you're just getting a bit of a view there on that, or maybe I ask the next person. Any additions to what that?
Yeah, I think the other key point I should make, because I think it's important to make now, is that it was a competition, and good competitors will, at the end of the day, shake hands and find a way to work together. And so this is an open invitation to any and every tech hub that exists on a global level that we want to work with you. Even our competitors that bid for us for this competition. And
let me just cut you off. Maybe forgive my ignorance, but I would want to think that outside other tech ecosystems, you guys, your voices in your respects, was that competition really fair? Because I'm sure this is like the best that I really know. Like
Our funders thought so too.
Because I'm thinking, whom are you really racing against? I'm trying to pick names, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, so besides you, Wills was there, Nigel is there. I'm like, Taps is there. I'm like, you're there. How do not without mentioning any names per se, if you are comfortable. Did you really have competition?
Yes, we did. We actually feel they were very valuable competition. We feel they were competent in themselves as well.
Okay.
Definitely.
I don't think we want to reveal their names, but I think
they were not losers, but they were players that probably we also could be interested in seeing, in knowing who were the other players there. Not mentioning them as losers per se.
I think the consensus really, even among the funders, is there were some really strong proposals that were submitted. And I think everyone who put in a proposal had a great vision for what they want to, the tech ecosystem in Zimbabwe to look like. We were fortunate enough to actually be selected in this particular way, where the funders pulled their money and then gave it to one proposal. But one of the things that was mentioned was, and this isn't only from the funding team, but from us as well. We're about collaboration. I mean, there's in every one of those 4 dimensions. Okay. We want to reach out, right, and talk to all the other people who have a vision for what tech in Zimbabwe can be. And this, I mean, even today, that's what it's about, right? The role of technology in the growth and development of Zimbabwe. It's not one conversation. It's lots of conversations among lots of people with fantastic ideas. So we don't believe that we have all the answers. We don't, right? We want to start tapping into small things and contributing in other people's initiatives and having them contribute in ours. I think.
All right. Since you have admitted that it was a tough competition, according to you, how are the other players taking it? Are they also working together with you?
Yeah.
Yes, we've had
half of them.
Yeah, we've had
Every single one of them.
Yeah,
Okay.
you've had conversations. I think the two words that are important. You know, I use the word dialogue, and that dialogue has already started. So, you know, they've got ideas of their own, and we've had meetings and we've had conversations, and we'll continue to have conversations. The other word, and this is probably the most important word, or the more important word, is ecosystem. So it can't be an ecosystem excluding the guys in the competition. You know, it's that's not what it's about. It's about Zimbabwe, and it's about a Zimbabwean ecosystem. So it involves, you know, a host of people, and it involves a host of other people, organizations that aren't just tech.
Okay.
You know, so for example, you know, as we're involved in our dialogue, we're discovering that there are female filmmakers who want to make use of the tech space that we're creating. You know, we wouldn't have ordinarily thought about that, but there's something that they've said to us. Look, once you're ready, would like to get involved, would like to talk, and we're already having conversations now. So, you know, it's not just about tech, it's not just about competition, it's about now unifying us as a community and bringing us together to once again solve, you know, Zimbabwean.
So that means, as it stands, you are just a dialogue terms, or they are also saying, let's come and build the Hypercube community.
Well, you know, each team has, you know, everyone's different, obviously. Some people want to have, you know, oh look, we've got a hackathon this, or we've got this kind of community project this, because we've got the space,
Okay.
you know, the physical space. You know, they would like to perhaps have the event here,
All right.
and that's not a problem.
Great.
You see, because obviously we've got the space, you know, and you know, oh, would like this kind of support, or can you help us with this, or can we do this together? Those are all conversations, fluid conversations that are taking place, and it's important to have those conversations.
I like the synergies that you're actually making with Muzinda Umuzi Hub as a technology hub startup. We are actually working together, quite integrated pretty well,
Yes.
which is quite a very good initiative, because here in Zim it's not like competition per se, you know, but you are competition. It's one of those words that I just borrowed recently from the last interview. I'm like, well, okay, there's competition, so that's all right. Okay, I think probably for interest sake, we just need to know, how is this hub going to be functional? What's going to be happening here at the hub? How, where, when, at what stage?
So on Thursday, what happened is we had an event which is really a dialogue as well, which we call Super Hyper. And it's going to be one of our key programs, right? So we're going to have a number of programs. One of the key ones will be Super Hyper, which is targeted at helping entrepreneurs actually build sustainable businesses. So what we started doing and what we'll continue to do is, as we're setting up a program, we start with dialogue first. We start hearing from the people, asking them, what do you actually need, so that we can fill this space with things that are actually useful for people, right? So I think that's a trend that you see repeating itself in all the other programs that we're doing. So literally, we sat down with people and we said, draft the 5-day boot camp that you would like to be a part of, right? That will give you the skills and knowledge that you need as an entrepreneur. And they did. They drafted it. We gave them some time. They gave us those documents, and that's going to be our starting point for Super Hyper. And we're going to do that with all the other programs that we're doing. So your question in terms of what's this going to look like, that's up to the community. Right? What they tell us, right? That's what we're going to build for them. So it's all a dialogue. It's all listening.
All right. So I think I'll kind of like repeat the question again, especially maybe as a day-to-day operational. Are they going to come and preach when they have an idea, or work on an idea or stuff like that? How is it going to be like?
Okay, I'll talk about Super Hyper particularly, that program, because that's probably the program that's the furthest down the line in terms of implementation. So the idea that we have for Super Hyper right now is having a 5-day boot camp.
Okay.
Okay, 5-day boot camp where entrepreneurs come into the space, right, and we teach them some of the things that are important for them to know, right, to take from just a simple concept to an idea, right, that they've developed that they can pitch in front of potential funders, right, and other people who may be who may be interested in actually working with them. Right, and then from there, what we hope to be able to do is to take them and create a 3-month incubator program, where we'll take in a certain number of startups, right, and we actually much more intensively now actually provide them with the business support that they need. We're talking legal, business setup issues, accounting, tax. We're talking design, development, teaching them some of the processes, agile development, lean startup, certain things that are being used on the international scene right now, and giving them mentorship and even some of the financial support that they need, right? So right now we're encouraging entrepreneurs to actually interact with us in that particular program, right? So that when we build it and we launch it, and we're hoping to launch it around mid to end of January, right? When we actually call our people to come in and participate in the in the boot camp, right? That it's something that's beneficial for them. So I think that's our most structured program, right? And what we're planning to do is to launch programs kind of in a staggered fashion, right? We don't want to launch everything at the same time, because that gets very difficult to administrate. We want to make sure that we can give our attention to one program at a time. And so once Super Hype has taken shape, then we've got some great ideas. I mean, watch the space. We've got some cool ideas that we want people to participate in. But so once Super Hype has taken shape, then we'll move on to the next one, right? And start working on that as well.
Okay. Technology hubs or startups, they're mainly known to be the foundational places where creativity really comes out and people really bring out tangible results. With how we've moved so far, do you project any potentials of saying this? I don't know, from the ideas that have faced, did you see solutions already coming up, potential solutions coming up from the past few days that you have already started?
I mean, it's been amazing. The conversation that we had on Thursday, I mean, there's some of the things that people are already doing within the space are amazing.
We're doing it for them.
Amazing. And so we want to hear these stories. And it's not just about us as well. We actually want to connect entrepreneurs with other entrepreneurs.
Okay.
Right? So, because that's where ideas come from, right? One entrepreneur has part of an idea, another one has part of an idea, and then we connect them. So great ideas happen.
All right, good. Irene, you've been looking at me like you really wanted to say something.
No. I'm attentively listening.
I mean, here's an idea, and here's a reality. Sometimes there are two different people working on the same idea, but they don't know each other. And they're both stuck on maybe the same thing or something different.
Okay.
If you put those same two people in one room and got them just to talk, just imagine what they could accomplish.
Great.
And also just to, if you think about that kind of situation, it's also about, us as Zimbabweans learning, all of us here learning that, maybe I need someone to help me achieve this.
Right.
So we need each other.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Then maybe last question: the success and the failures of startups here in Zimbabwe. Do we have any solutions that you've already identified to try and help our startups there? Because we know we do have lots of problems that we do face here locally as a Zimbabwean tech ecosystem. Do you have any other ways that you've already managed to form around how you're going to help startups to really grow?
Well, I'll take this one. One of the programs we would like to do, and perhaps if anyone's watching this who may be interested in taking part, is Entrepreneurs in Residence. These are established, more mature, I wouldn't say older, more mature entrepreneurs who have either succeeded or failed in businesses themselves, who could come in and provide our entrepreneurs as members of the hub, our young techies, as we can call them, or techpreneurs, some input, some mentorship directly, one-on-one, from people who've actually succeeded or even failed, seasoned entrepreneurs who have done business here in Zimbabwe or even Africa as a whole. We know we've identified who they are, we've already engaged them in various levels of dialogue. We also feel something that can really help startups succeed here is the millions of Zimbabweans who are out in the diaspora, who many of them feel a need to contribute. And they don't strictly need to be here to contribute. We can hold Skype sessions between themselves wherever they are, and our members here, we can record them for posterity and keep playing them over and over again. There's lots of help out there, and without even asking, sometimes help has come to us already, and this is still the early days, which is what makes the startup scene in this country so exciting. We are aware of many startups who have failed already, but chances are that's because there isn't an established ecosystem within which they can participate. We're hoping with something such as Hypercube or tech hubs in general, less and less of them will fail.
Yeah, and let me add, I think it's important to keep this in mind, is that a failure of a startup happens for myriad reasons. I mean, in some cases it's just a matter of timing. When you look at the success of something like EcoCash, there have been several attempts to do mobile money in Zimbabwe, and yet it didn't come to fruition. So I think the key thing for us is to be able to be comfortable about talking about failures of businesses. I have a colleague of mine who failed in a business, very, very intelligent, smart, but there were some external factors that didn't allow his business to succeed.
Great.
And he's willing to talk about it. So I think it's important to have that dialogue and discussions about the failures of startups and what you can do to at least mitigate them for future businesses.
Okay, all right, before we just run that, okay, Irene?
Just adding on to, or connecting into what Tab said about Super Hyper, with the dialogue we had on Thursday. We asked the aspiring startups or established startups to give us some insight to what are some of the tools they think they would need to
And you're going to be providing them with such.
we're going to try and facilitate.
Great. Because of time, unfortunately, we just need to quickly cut this short. Unfortunately, Irene has been talking much. The only time that she talks, we just cutting it short. Unfortunately, maybe the last ways to our viewers, maybe I can just give you a take. Nigel will talk and talk just like Chaps. Last ways there to our viewers before we just shut down this video interview.
Okay, if you want to talk to us more without us getting cut off, you can contact us at hello@hypercube.co.
Hypercube Hub.
Hypercubehub.co. Thanks.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
The website coming up soon?
Yes, website coming soon.
Okay, how soon?
Surprise! Watch the space.
All right, great. All right, this is all that we really have because of time, gentlemen. Sorry, we would have done it long. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for watching this TechnoMag YouTube-based videos. We have the Hypercube Hub Team here, the guys behind this creativity, this initiative, and thank you so much for your time that you've just given us. It's our great pleasure. Thank you, sir. And the lady.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.